Hello, everyone, and welcome back to What's the Logic in That? We're a weekly podcast that talks about random topics from a spin wheel. Some of these topics are suggested by our community, be that in the comment section of the YouTube VOD or on social media, so that's Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We also post to other streaming platforms, so that's SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Mr. Dean, how are you today?
I'm okay. I'm lacking sleep. Like we were just talking about before. I got to sleep at 3 a.m. and I had dinner at 2 a.m. But I think the cardboard punching bag sessions yesterday are making me feel a bit better today.
Good. How are your knuckles?
My right hand is messed up a bit. The middle knuckle, it's got a cut on it, and it's not just one cut. It's the skin in between. So I think after a few rounds it roughed up the skin. So every single line is like a laceration.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I got zebra hands today.
I was expecting mine to be all bruised, but I'm actually okay. So I'm happy about that. I had a short day today, which was very nice. Very nice indeed.
Yeah.
I spent the last couple of hours cleaning, which wasn't that nice, but it's a good productive use of time. So we all good there. I've switched my office around. Nobody can see it because they can just see me, but basically I've switched my machines around now in preparation for my new computer next week when it eventually comes. So that'll be fun. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to the weekend. The new Call of Duty has just come out, so that's going to be my evening and probably most of tomorrow and Sunday. Not normally a Call of Duty fan, but this last year we played Modern Warfare quite a lot, and it's just fun to sort of play. I was going to say get drunk and do it, but I haven't had a drink in 4 weeks as well.
Yeah, that's an achievement. Well done.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Yay!
Yeah.
So that's going to be my evening. Do you want to crack on? Open up that spin wheel.
Yeah, sure.
We're both on the coffees today, as Dean said. Dean's very tired, and I'm kind of tired. So, I think we both had very long weeks, but let's have a look. What's the first topic of the day going to be? Wow. Where did you pull this one from?
How do you define art?
Well, okay. How do I define art? Art is a representation of somebody's creativity in whatever kind is cool. I don't know.
Are you just giving a dictionary?
I was trying to give a dictionary reference and then completely failed at it. So why don't you start off and I will try and follow suit.
Almost like what you said. Art is beauty in the eye of the beholder.
Yes.
But in logical sense of what I see, and what I perceive, my point of view, no. If I toss these tissues up in my hand right now and they land in a certain pattern, that's not fucking art. That's not an expression either. Yes, I was just tossing it for no reason. It's like, they've landed beautifully. It's like, no, that's not art, man. It's gone to a point, I think, where art is ridiculous. What people conceive as art. Did you hear about that? You heard about that gallery where someone had dropped their glasses.
Yeah.
And they all were taking pictures of it as if it was a piece. And it's like, this is what... it's not there. For me, if you're drawing and it looks like a photograph and it looks exactly the same, I feel that's less of art. That's more of like a like-for-like replica. It's amazing skills.
Yes, it's skillful, yeah. But
if I can see a certain theme in someone's drawing, like they draw in a certain style and that's the constant theme and you can see it changing. But then if it's like kind of like a Picasso, I don't like that. I don't like Picasso art. I don't think that's art.
Oh no, how dare you offend Eastern Europeans?
Honestly, I mean,
yes.
Like Van Gogh's paintings, I like that. I think that's
they're interesting because they're abstract.
Brush strokes and everything else. I feel like that's art. Or like what do you see? Pop art is But then when it was, is that piece of art? Was that can of soup? That's not fucking art, man. That's just a label. I'm sorry.
I know what you mean, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so far we've sort of talked about paintings and stuff like that. But there's
in
other
terms of
forms
skills
of
and
art.
stuff.
Oh, I was thinking in terms of like how you would apply it, because technically you could cast like cable porn as art, right? If
Yeah, I
somebody
guess
does something in a way that is, I guess what I'm trying to say is I would define art as a visual representation of something that triggers an emotion within you. If that makes sense, which I don't think it does, but I get what I'm trying to say. So that's what matters.
I also feel like it's a mastered craft of sorts.
Yes, yeah, exactly. If you're a master of your craft, then that what you create is art, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of what it is you're doing. So like a car, for example, if somebody designs a car that's beautiful and elegant and, you know, goes 300 miles an hour or whatever, that could be perceived as art, right? But again, that falls back to beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Because just because I think this car looks beautiful and I classify that as art doesn't mean that somebody else will.
I guess it's when I look at like woodwork as well, I'll see like people carving up a log and they'll make like a design. It's like, it's very artistic of you, art. And then you'll see someone make a piece of furniture, or they use resin and stuff, and it's like, I like that piece of furniture. You're good at your craft. I feel that's an art in itself.
Yes, but generally wouldn't be presented as an art piece, right? Because it's a piece of furniture. It'd be something that you used. So again, like
if years passed, then it would become one, I guess. If you buried it, like,
would it not just become an antique at that point rather than a piece of art? I feel like I'm contradicting myself by saying this, but I'm just trying to be devil's advocate more than anything else.
No, I see what you mean, because like when I don't know if people call it art or craftsmanship, or they appreciate it that much. Like when people, they have like those dig sites and they pull up like, this is a plate from all these years ago. Look at the craftsmanship. It's like, it's just an old plate.
Yes, I guess the craftsmanship they sort of refer to as because of the limited tools that they may have had available to them. But again, it doesn't really constitute itself as art.
Then I guess art would be, I think true art would be something that everyone can appreciate in some form. It's either the brush strokes, the shape of something, the way the shadows are, the way it looks, the smells. I don't know if you have a smell of it. If everyone can appreciate it in one form or fact, I think that's true art.
So if everybody can, so it's not a percentage of people.
No,
so
because
if 70% of people,
yeah, I'm trying not to contradict myself, because there's people who like Picasso, people who don't, people who like the glasses things on the floor and stuff, like random art, like, oh, look at the way it's positioned, ooh, you know, sort of thing. It's like, no, everyone should, if everyone perceives it in one way, then just like everyone perceives what I'm holding here as a mug. If it's perceived in the same way or similar ways, then it's like, okay, cool.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. And then we have to, I guess we have to talk about musical artists as well.
Yes.
That didn't even cross my mind until a few minutes ago. But like,
because, that one's more difficult to judge, I guess, because you got vocals, you got melodies, you got lyrics. And then you got music that goes against, or the compositions that go against scenery or stuff you see.
Yes.
Where by itself it wouldn't really mean much, but in a certain scene it changes the whole bloody atmosphere completely.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So we define art as something that is respected by lots of people, but beauty is always within the eye of the beholder.
Yes. I think we aced it.
We aced that one.
It was a difficult one to start with.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. Have you actually been to any art galleries in recent years, or is it just like with schools?
Maybe. I feel like, I don't know, because the first thing that popped into my head then was, oh yeah, I went to Madame Tussauds last year, which I guess technically, to an extent, is an art gallery,
Yeah,
but not in the sort of traditional sense.
Well, they're meant to be replicas. So, what are the worst replicas and what are the best?
What, Madame Tussauds? There was some good ones because I went to the one in Hollywood. The Avengers ones and the Marvel ones, they were really good. The worst ones were the sort of B-list celebrities that were in there.
Oh, was it
where
like...
you could tell like they hadn't really put as much effort in as they had done for like bigger stars or like the royal family and stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah. They were that B-list that I couldn't give you a name. But I have got pictures. I did take a lot of pictures whilst I was there.
I've been to a few galleries. I think I've been to Tate Modern with my school. What's the one near Trafalgar Square? What's that even called? I should know it. We live in London. National Museum. I don't know what the fuck it's called. But I've been in there and I was not happy. I went in there. Nothing really... I didn't find any interest in it. Because I guess there wasn't... Maybe I needed the guide of sorts.
Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, I agree with this. If you are going to go to an art gallery or a museum or something, then having a guide or just like even one of those audio guides that you can get that sort of talks you around and then gives you a representation of what the artist was thinking when he drew it or she drew it.
A bit more on the plaques next to it, not just the name and who made it.
The
piece name and then the name of like what did it actually have to use at the time? What was actually being depicted? Do we actually know? Is this sort of freehand of the head?
Yes.
What's going on?
Yeah, stuff like that. That would be great. I feel like I think that's happening a lot more now. But yeah, that would be great. I just realised that I went to that same Madame Tussauds twice, and once I went by myself.
Would you be scared at night?
Oh yeah, I think I was scared in the daytime. Never mind in the night.
Is it someone so realistic that you're worried if someone fucking with me?
I feel like there was a few times when I sort of turned around and one was right behind me, and I went, "Oh, sorry," and then realised that it was
your senses, your sixth sense. Me, like someone behind you, like.
Exactly. It's not when you turn around and see it, you can tell immediately that it's not real, but it's just a fact that some character that's like 5 or 6 foot and is in humanoid proportions is like to the left or directly just out of your eyesight.
So, like a horror night where they actually had platforms that moved on like there's flat escalators and stuff where you walking past and then it'll slightly move and stop and you wouldn't notice it. You just like was that there?
Yeah, it did feel a bit like that in a few places. The best one had to... Actually, I know I said the Avengers and stuff, but the best one was the E.T. one.
Really?
Yeah. But that was just because we were just taking the piss out of it. There was like a little bike that you could sit on next to it when it was in the basket.
Elliot.
Yeah. And I got an amazing picture of my brother in it. Like, he just looks... It looks like a professional photo. It's just fantastic. But yeah. It was good fun. And they had a ball pit at the top for kids to play in.
Throw the kids away.
There wasn't any kids in it when I was there.
Oh, can you... Oh, I just had a weird thought, like, what if you're a parent in the ball pit and they got, like, they got wax kids and they're mixing real kids and you don't know which one's yours?
You pick it up and it's just, you've got a wax child in there.
That would be amazing.
That would be creepy.
Yeah, or like,
the ball pit was in the same room where they got, like, N64s and stuff, so you can, like, play multiplayer. I don't. It's such a weird, obscure room. Like it's just so out of the way. It's like you walk past where like Terminator and stuff is, and then it's just like, oh, here's a room where we've got some gaming stuff and a ball pit.
Yeah, it's really weird.
And it's not like modern games. Like, I don't get it because it's not like, oh, you know, you as the parents can walk around and you just send your kids to this place. Well, I don't know. It was fun. It was fun. It was a good day out, and then we went on a. Actually, no, I think that was we've been on a tour around Beverly Hills and stuff. Which again, I did that alone once. I had a fun time.
Was it by yourself? Which one was first? By yourself or?
Oh yeah. The first one was by myself.
Oh god.
Did
you pretend you didn't know about the second time around, or were you like, "That's good over there"?
There was a couple years apart between this happening. Right?
Okay, cool.
So I went to visit my partner's uncle in Canada with her, and we were there for a few days. We went to Seattle, the Museum of Pop Culture and stuff. But I joined like halfway through, and I had 2 weeks off, so I was like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna go down to LA. It's like a 4-hour plane ride. I'm just gonna stay there for a few days. And yeah, I just went full tourist mode and just went on tours and stuff by myself. It was great.
Did you see that? Am I saying it right? In Seattle, does it have that thing?
Yeah.
Did you call that out?
Yeah, to an extent, I guess.
What is it? Is it a restaurant up there? What is it?
There's a Starbucks up there.
Is that it?
They've got some like a map thing you can put in your where you came from, how far away you came to visit it from. What's it called? Is it called the Needle or something?
This sounds like it could be correct.
I want to say Sky Needle, but I'm not like 100% sure. But yeah, I tell you what, it's creepy. It's not creepy. It's scary as you're going up it. And then you look out the window. It's like you can see literally all around you. It's great.
It rotates, yeah.
I feel like it does, yeah. Like slowly. It's like imperceptible. If it does, I can't remember. It was like 3 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
It was a while back. Yeah. Should we? We've sort of.
Yeah, drifted off away from art. Art is in the eye of the beholder, like beauty, and it can only be art if it's perceived by a majority.
Yes. What he said.
Alright, let's go on.
What is going to be topic number 2? It's Sky Black Friday. Okay. If animals could talk, which one would be the rudest? Trash pandas. Easy.
Really? I like them.
I think they're cute, but I think they're vicious.
I think they'll have good banter.
Yeah, you know what, actually, I feel like they would be that kind of, I don't know, you know that...
It feels like they're the random guy, like, you're down the pub and you're like hey, how you doing?
But I feel like he'd be that guy that's a bit too rowdy and has had one too many. Like, he's got some good stories, but he's a bit fucked up in the head, and you're not really sure whether the stories are true or not.
Or if he's a murderer or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like there's a lot of animals that would be proper dicks. I was gonna say something else, but I don't know how people react to the other word I was gonna say. Don't know, birds? Birds?
Oh, seagulls, man.
Seagulls are assholes.
Yeah, they would be dicks if they could speak.
Yeah. Pigeons seem...
Got your chips, mate.
Yeah, your chips. I'm gonna steal your chips.
Like, I got your ice cream. Nothing you can do about it.
Oh, you think you can get away from me because you live in the city? I'm just gonna rip open your bag.
Rip
open that trash.
Oh, you know, they make such an annoying noise as well. Like when because they tend to migrate or whatever, don't they? And we get them over London, like sometimes. Bloody annoying. But I couldn't live in a coastal city and put up with it constantly.
No, I don't like I just don't like them. They're dicks.
They are dicks.
Yeah, pigeons are chill. Everyone, I feel like there's a bad stigma about pigeons, like rats with wings. It's like pigeons are kind of chill. They don't bother me.
Yeah, no,
it's
I
people
agree.
who calls pigeons together because they feed them.
Yeah, they'd be like wanting to go to like buffets and whatever, all you can eat buffets. That'd be pigeons. They'd be in there all the time. What would be the nicest one to sort of flip this on its head?
Nicest one.
I feel like, I was gonna say squirrels, but I don't know why. I guess I like squirrels. Dogs probably. Dogs are, because cats tend to be a bit dickish, just in general.
I don't know. I feel like cats are more logical than dogs.
I feel like they're more cunning.
Yeah, I think if the cat could talk right now, it'd be cool in this podcast. The cat would just be intellectual, maybe judgmental, but logical. Not tricked easily into stuff.
Yeah, but like, I feel like that would incite it to be a bit more dickish because it's more logical and it's more charismatic, right? It can have more opinions. So as a broader species, potentially could. What the fuck are we on about?
Look, you're going
trying to argue why cats could be dicks if they could speak.
Yeah, I think dogs would be like kids.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I was going to say not as annoying.
I'm guessing. I don't know if hamsters would be assholes. Be like, yeah, I did throw my shit out the cage. Fuck you, clean it up.
Clean it up. Hey, bitch, where's my water?
I would love to know what the fucking pandas were talking about.
Mate, they're talking about the next time they get to eat and stuff. Like bamboo. They eat bamboo, is that right? Like,
I think they choose to eat vegetation, but they can eat meat, which is mad.
It's like, I'm not going to I can't be bothered having sex, yeah? I don't want to reproduce, fuck you. God. Yeah, get this bitch away from me.
They're very impressive. I mean, like, I think even without human presence, they would decline because they're just not bothered.
They just can't be bothered. You can't be asked, don't it? Bloody pandas.
Red pandas I like. I want to know what they're saying.
Can pandas be aggressive, or am I just? I mean, every animal could be an aggressive.
I'm assuming so. I mean, they're built.
They're built like they could be. They could probably rip you to shreds.
They do have canines, but I don't know if they'd use them aggressively. I mean, they should be able to hunt, so they should be able to rip you up.
Yeah, I guess so. So yes. So
I think they'll crush you more than by accident than anything else. Like a giant panda just rolls on you, like, oh, you fucked.
Oh, sorry, didn't see you there.
Yeah.
Which pandas are like Snorlax then? Actually, I think Snorlax. That's based off a panda, is it?
Is it?
Or something
Maybe.
like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that makes sense.
I feel like dolphins would be the assholes of the world.
They try and take over the world.
They're fucking dicks. I don't like. Everyone thinks dolphins are cute and they're not.
No, they're rapey, aren't they? They're very rapey.
Yeah, they are rapey. They're that guy at the club who's sober waiting for the drunk girl.
Yes. I was just about to say a name then. Don't know anybody like that. Nobody can be convicted because of that. Blah 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 blah. Just a bad joke, bad taste. Yeah. Okay, bye. But yeah, dolphins are definitely they would be dicks. Yeah. They're smarmy. I imagine they'd be very you know, they'd be a snob, right? They'd be like the people that are like, oh, you know, I'm more important than you because I'm more intelligent. That's what a dolphin would be. If you do take over the world, I'm sorry for those comments. Please forgive me.
Sorry. Come at me, dolphins.
I am. I feel like it's a real possibility that someday this may happen.
Really?
No. But yeah. I guess. What was the question?
Well, most the rudest animal. I guess.
Rudest animal.
Probably any domesticated animal.
It's either cats or dolphins.
It's either cats or dolphins. You're arseholes. That's it. No,
Yeah,
no, nothing
cats
in
or
between.
dolphins. There is no animal between them.
Yeah.
It's just cats or dolphins.
Yeah, when they rise up, the cats riding dolphins will take over.
Yes. The catfins.
Catfins, yeah.
Yeah. It's like a dolphin-cat hybrid.
Yes.
It has the intellect and body of a dolphin, but the
eventual thumb growth of cats.
yes,
Cats get thumbs.
it's a so what we've got here is it's a dolphin with paws, and it meows.
Yes.
And it can go on land.
And they use echolocation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And their subordinates are the raccoons, or trash pandas.
The trash pandas, yes.
They're the secret ops. They'll be talking to us. Really, they're just undercover.
Mate, they're double agents.
Yeah.
The trash pandas are double agents.
Yeah.
For the eventual catfin takeover of the world. Good. Right, well now we've established that from whatever the topic was. Might be a good idea to move away from it before we get too obsessed with it.
Yeah, let's go on to the next one.
Number 3. What is it going to be? Would you rather go back to age 5 with what you know now, or know everything your future self
will eventually learn? Yeah.
Sorry, for those who are listening, I can't see the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like if I was older, then I'd want to go back to being at age 5. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But because I'm young, I feel like it would be a. Well, actually, Do I get teleported back in time to age 5, or do I just become a 5-year-old?
Oh wow, that's a problem. That is a problem.
Because I feel like there's some severe implications if I just suddenly become 5.
Like what?
Well, I'd have to go through puberty again. That's the biggest thing.
I thought it'd be
not
like
that I have to, go back to my parents and go back through school and somehow have to register myself as being born 5 years ago and
How
other
tall were you
things.
when you were 5 anyway? You're 6'2".
Yeah. I was probably 5 foot something.
At 5 years old.
Yeah. No, probably not. That sounds wrong.
Then it wouldn't be a problem. We got to put on a fake beard and everything else.
I just look the same.
You'd get a voice changer as well.
Ah, yes.
You know what you do? What are those things called? A voice box.
Well, so I just sounded. Oh no, I was about to do an impression, but I probably shouldn't.
I should have said it, but it sounds like.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so tempted. So let's set the rules here. Let's say that you go back in time to when you were 5, because I feel that makes it more appealing to do that. And yeah. So assuming that was the case, then that's to me is the more viable option, right? So when I was 5, what year would it have been? 2003, right? For you, it would have been the mid-90s. So for you, it would have been even better, right? Because you could have gone back and you could have gone, invest in Google.
Invest in Amazon.
Yeah, exactly, right? Whereas for me, I probably still could have done that, but I wouldn't be as rich, right? It wouldn't have made a big enough difference, right? 2003, the internet boom is already in place, right? I can invest in Facebook, though, I guess. That would be another big one. Uber and things like that.
Starbucks.
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Oh.
Bitcoin. That's the one, isn't it? You just
Yeah,
buy because the thing is, by the time I was already looking at this anyway before Bitcoin was big, like when Bitcoins were like 160 quid or whatever they were to buy, I had a couple anyway, right? So all I need to do with my intellect of the future is just when it gets to that point, I just buy loads.
Buy
I'm ready
loads
to go.
and just wait.
Because at one point, you remember the story of where somebody bought a pizza with Bitcoin.
With how many Bitcoins was it?
It's like 20,000 or something. It was some ridiculous amount.
He bought, because it wasn't just one Bitcoin he bought a piece of, it was like a lot.
Yes.
And the equivalent is ridiculous. No matter if you calculate it a few years ago or now, it's still stupid amounts.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So at some point, you would have been able to buy extreme amounts of Bitcoin for not that much, right? And as we say about 2011, so what, I would have been 12 or so, 12 or 13 or something. So that would have been quite easily achievable. I think I probably had a bank account by that point. I could have quite easily bought some Bitcoin online. I mean, of course, I would have all the knowledge that I have now. So,
Would you steal an idea? So, as you've always liked games as a kid, yeah? Would you not just put your name into a game?
I don't know. I don't see. To be honest with you, my thoughts are all about, as always. My thoughts go straight to how I can make money rather than how I can leave an imprint.
Money.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I don't know because like I'm just thinking around the time I was 5, what World of Warcraft would have just come out. So I guess I could use my knowledge from the future to beat bosses quicker than they were beaten. And stuff like that. But like even then, like I don't know, it's not really that important.
What about like IT career-wise?
Career-wise?
Azure don't exist. None of that exists.
That's
but you
true.
have it in your head. So you could potentially become a pioneer.
I could be the pioneer of SaaS and IaaS services. That's true, but who's going to trust it? 6-year-old.
No, because when did Azure come out? What, 2000? And you'd be a teen still. I guess you'd have to become a Microsoft intern somehow, something.
Yeah, there's I guess that's the problem that I have with this. Like, if I was 40 and I went back to being 5, then say I was born in the 80s, then that makes it. Or 70s, or however you would have had to.
I'm in the good area.
You're in a good area because you would have been 18 just as all this stuff coming out, right? Like you could have quite easily got in before Office 365 and the big boom with cloud services.
What if I went Apple 365? Can you imagine? That's fucked it.
Oh no, Steve, I've got this opportunity for you, right? Hear me out. Apple 365. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to have some cloud-hosted servers. And they're going to host internet for email for everybody, right? And we're going to just keep on expanding from there.
Yeah. What if I could manage to break the deal with Microsoft? So it was the reverse. So the limited features were in Windows. Can you imagine?
Windows becomes this lockdown ecosystem, and everybody's using Mac OS because it's like the big open source thing that everybody uses.
God. It'd be terrible. Now. Going to the other side of it, just for the sake of it, I think you'd go insane.
Yes.
Because everything you change, you'd suddenly learn new shit every time.
That, and I was just thinking of like, you'd know when you were going to die. You'd know when your friends and family were going to die as well, right?
I guess you'd know how many different variations of it or variations of situations.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen because you see something in the future, and if you decide to like go, oh, so I didn't win the lottery, then those were the numbers. Then you've changed it, and then you see the new future, and like, oh, okay, it's like
have you seen Rick and Morty?
No, honestly, I've never watched the episode. I watched the pilot. Like, I got like maybe 5 minutes in, then maybe buffering happened or something. I wouldn't say I stopped watching because I didn't like it. I just didn't finish watching.
Right. So I'm just going to refer to a Rick and Morty episode now, which sort of delves into this, right? So there's this crystal that Morty gets in one of these episodes, and it basically tells him what his future is going to be, like, and every action that he makes keeps changing the outcome of it. So in a similar way to what we're talking about now, so he's like, if you right after, I'll send you a link to where you can watch this, right? Because it's actually really good. It goes into how this would work, and every action that he's making is constantly changing the outcome, and he wants to try and get it so that he marries this girl, and like they live happily ever after or whatever. And he's like having to shoot people and like destroy half the world and like cause all these mass events to just continue this on because he's saying the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just insane. Like you would just go crazy from it.
Yeah, you would go crazy, but I don't know. Maybe with you know my mind, I might just survive it.
You never know. Yeah, maybe this is what you have already. Maybe you can see your infinite futures, and it's just
yeah, that's why I'm such a crackhead.
Yeah. Or I guess maybe if you limited it so it was just you at that point, you get to see everything in front of you as it was going to be, and that's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess then, like, if it's one set future, then you can change things. But, like, even then, I just feel like if this was, like, something that you could use at some point in your life, right? You don't get, like, a set time where this happens. Like, you hit 25 and bang, back to being 5 years old. If it was like, oh, I'm on my deathbed, right? I'm 96 or something. Yeah, let's press the reset button and go through again. Right, that's fine. But I don't know, I just feel like you just go insane. I feel like I have gone insane just thinking about
it. Yeah, because there's even the part of where there's like future selves going through the same thing as well, which is weird. Like a weird loop. Going back to 5 years old, for me, I don't actually know if I would like to.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because my life has changed completely from when I was 5 years old, man. Not just talking about like growing, puberty and everything else, but like situational. You know, I have my own money and stuff.
Yeah, but you could have the opportunity to make those things happen sooner because you already know how to do it.
But then I had to make so many mistakes to get where I am now.
Yeah, but you've already made the mistakes. God. You've just come back to...
But then I'd have to... I'd have information about my partner, but I'd have to try and find her and make a situation.
Hi, I'm 5.
Yeah, because
she would have been what?
She's 11.
Or?
She'd be 11. Yeah. So I'd have to think of ways to meet her.
You imagine little Dean getting on a plane to Taiwan, age 5.
Like, in the future, we're together. And at that time, she probably doesn't speak English. I would know, as 5 years old, I'd be, I'd do? I'd put all my effort into learning Chinese at 5. I'll let everything else flow as it did.
There you go. Then you've got like, you've got what, 17 years to perfect it then?
Yeah, and then I get translator skills and everything. I become an English teacher alongside IT.
There you go.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing, right? When we were talking about IT and like retroactively applying our skills, how much of the stuff we do today really applies to what everything would have been like in 2003 or for you, like 96?
Do you know how frustrating it would be for us?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, no internet, none of that. I mean, well, for me, the internet would have just like started to be a thing. like, in the UK at least.
Yeah,
For you, it would have been, you would just be in pre-dial-up era.
Because figuring out old tech is madness, man.
Everything, I feel like everything's a lot more simpler. And like, I don't know. I feel like for me it would be okay because I got experience using things like Exchange 2003, Server 2003, and stuff like that.
USB was already out, yeah, but I can't imagine like trying to apply my skills when the average machine shit.
Here we go. Let's configure the interrupts on this, yeah?
Yeah, I didn't plug in my keyboard.
Time to turn everything off, yeah.
Oh, God, can you imagine? Or the bloody laptops, if you managed to get one, how heavy they bloody were.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, actually.
They were bricks, and they had the bloody... They were modular. They had those cards and everything else. Oh, God.
Pre-SSD era.
Types, the ring networks and everything else. Oh, man. you know what I'd have to do? I'd have to study up an A+, and then go back in time.
Yes.
A+ would make my IT work.
Yeah, because it's all relevant today.
Yeah,
Here we go. Let's talk about ring and bus networks.
Is a reference to CompTIA A+, which is like an introductory into IT. It's not very specific, but it has
it's very
everything.
Very broad. That being said, I know I shit on it then a bit just for saying it's a bit outdated. I read the new one, or some of the spec for the new one at least, and they do still have some old stuff in, but it does at least mention Windows 10 now. When I did mine, I don't know when you did yours, but when I did mine, it was still XP. And that was like 2014, I guess.
2010 I did my first one, it was XP. When I did the recent one again, I think there's still references to XP, Vista as well. Like, Vista, just ignore it.
Yeah, don't even bother. When was the last time you saw a Vista machine or had to work on a Vista machine?
I have one at home.
Why?
It was with Vista. It was like it was one of those things they did at schools where certain families who didn't have enough funds could get a laptop to work on, and they give you a modem as well, like a T-Mobile dongle.
Yeah.
So we had a Dell Inspiron, and it was Vista.
Oh, nice. I mean, it's better than nothing, but Vista.
I miss it. Yeah, because like what we had, XP, beautiful. Then we had 7, good. Then we had 10, which is I don't know how to feel about it, but
yeah, I actually really liked 8.1.
What, when they brought that the start menu?
Even without the start menu, that didn't bother me at all.
Yeah,
like, if they removed it again now, I wouldn't care.
Yeah, I hated when they started having that vision of one platform across all, and they started going to the tiles. It's like, this ain't the way. This is not the way.
I feel like they've done it now, though. Like, they have a platform that it is just unified, right? Like, they have the same platform on Xbox. They have the same platform on tablets.
Yeah, now it looks good and it feels good. But the using 8 was...
The problem was they tried to use the same UI across all of them now. And now, when you go into tablet mode, it switches to the tiles, right? You're not forced to use it.
No,
right?
You're not,
it transitions away from that. And like Xbox is the same. It's a different UI, but it's built on the same thing. And you get UWP support across the board. So like apps that are developed in that way can run on anything that has, the UWP Windows 10 basically. 8.1, I just like the look of it. I remembered using the 8.1, it was either the consumer or the developer preview, or not 8.1, 8, when it was the logo was a fish. That's all I remember. And I remember it looking like Windows 7 and thinking, oh, this is going to be great. And then the next preview was, the start menu is gone. It's like, well, I don't really care about it. I guess my big problem with it is if they had a search function like Spotlight. Cool, yeah, it wouldn't bother me at all. They can get rid of the start menu then.
It was horrible.
But Windows search is just so consistently bad that it will never be a replacement. You could never get rid of it without fixing search or bringing search, like a proper system-wide search like macOS does, to Windows. And I mean, as much as they try and fix it, they just break it again. So
yeah.
God, that got very technical.
It did. Sorry for those who.
Yeah, sorry. We're half asleep talking about work stuff. So all good.
Let's bring it back to what we were talking about.
Oh, are you trying to think about what it was, or do you know what it was?
No, I know what it is.
You know what it is, yeah? Okay, cool. Go on then.
I do know what it is. Would you?
Oh, and
do you want to go back to when you were 5 years old?
Of it.
No, I'm actually not looking at anything. I deleted it off the wheel.
Oh God.
No lies. We were talking about would you rather go back to when you're 5 years old with the knowledge you have now, or gain the knowledge from your future self?
Cool. I am going to say I would rather be go back to being 5. Assuming that it doesn't happen immediately and I can choose when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, even if it was like still a now thing, I'd still do that.
I want to try the future. Even if I do end up in an asylum writing the walls.
I mean, it could happen either way. Like, suddenly you've got this 5-year-old who's preaching, you wait until the 2016 US election and this happens, or like, you wait until 2020 when there's a big pandemic happening.
Yeah, but then I don't know if you'd really want to do that, because the knowledge you had from your present, like now, would be void if you change it.
True. Very true.
Unless you're just doing like minor investments without like changing it properly. Like not like getting a big stockhold or something and being part of it, but just having a little something from it.
That's true, yeah. I think you couldn't go billionaire, you'd have to go millionaire. And then you wouldn't... I wouldn't want to buy anything big or make any big changes until I was the age that I am now. You know, or the age that I was when I went back. I wouldn't want to make any changes, because at that point, you know, your future is writing itself.
Yeah, but then I feel like if it was the 5-year-old, find a way to make money and buy property then, at that time. In the 90s, for sure. Yeah,
but again, like, that's butterfly effect type stuff, isn't it? Because if you buy something
underneath someone else's name, and I'm going to find out it was already done, and it's mine.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. So it was already there this whole time.
Yeah.
I'd love to wake up one day and find out that I went back to the past at some point. And,
yeah, that's like your drunk self, like leaving something for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Do you want to?
Let's move on to the next one.
Move on to the 4th topic of the day.
We're good on time.
We are good on time. I think we've probably got enough time for one medium-length topic. And some bants at the end. Do you believe in bad luck or superstitions?
I think this is great, because today is Friday the 13th.
Yes, it is as well. So, so far today, I ain't saying nothing's gone wrong. Wait, I realised what I was saying halfway through it. It's not the end of the day yet. Clearly, by that logic, by what I've just said, I somewhat do believe in it. But I also don't like to think that I do. Like stepping on cracks in the pavement or breaking a mirror, right? I don't care about that kind of thing.
Yeah, seeing black cats and ladders.
Yeah, exactly. Like, some of this stuff is just ridiculous.
I feel like the ladder thing is common sense, because it could fall.
Yes, true, very true.
Maybe the black cat one was a shadowy animal. Don't approach it because you don't really know it's a fucking cat.
Yeah,
In the dark, especially.
yeah.
It could be anything.
Oh, that reminds me of a little story that I will divulge into. I was under the legal drinking age, and I'd just come back from my house party, and I was walking back home across a muddy footpath, right, that separates where I lived and the village where I was at. And it must have been like 2 a.m. And I'm walking down this road, and in the distance I see these eyes, right? And I'm like, oh shit, am I just like that smashed that I'm seeing things, or is that actually coming towards me? And it gets closer and closer, and I just see this white fur. I'm like, oh god, what is this? It's like a wolf or something. Like, I don't know why I would think there was a wolf there. There's no wolves around there, right? But slowly and slowly it comes towards me. And then, literally, as it's like 6 feet away from me, I realise there's somebody walking it. It's just somebody's dog. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
I was absolutely shitting myself.
Yeah, because the speed it probably came at you, and it was probably because of how the lights look, and it reflects in like dogs and cats' eyes, so you can see. You're probably looking forward every fucking time as well, isn't it?
It was like gazed into my soul. It was like we were looking directly into each other's souls. So it was like, oh, it was scary as hell, man. But yeah. I think it was scarier because of where I was. And this was like at the height of the clowns coming around and killing everybody thing. If you remember that. Why was that even a thing?
I think, wasn't it based off those YouTube videos and everyone started doing that stupidness?
Probably, yeah.
I think it was when prank YouTube started coming up and becoming like really famous.
Yes.
Popular,
yeah.
Sorry, not famous. Infamous would be the right word.
Yeah. Oh, that stuff. I don't get that. Like, that was it was a weird time. It was a weird time. What was that? 2012, I guess?
Yeah. There's always those weird prank ones, and yeah, it's fucking dumb. But yeah, damn it, I got lost again.
Superstitions.
Thank you. Superstitions. I don't know if I believe in them or not, because you have certain experiences which you can't explain, or you don't even want to talk about it because it's like, I'm gonna sound messed up and sound crazy, or you don't want to believe what you saw.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
Or sometimes maybe not really believe in it, but I do sometimes have that thing where if I'm having a really bad time, I sort of go, is this the second thing or the third thing? So whenever I'm having a bad moment, it's like, and I know something's happening, it's like, something's about to follow up. So this ain't the end of it, it's just started. So I normally think 2 more things happen. Generally, it's like a rule of 3. I don't know if that's true or if it's just a random average by coincidence. That 3 things bad happen to you, or because of how you're feeling, it comes up to 3.
Okay, I see what you mean. And I have seen you talk about this before, actually. You've mentioned this before. Yeah. Yeah, you have, yeah. Talking about the rule of 3, like... But for me, I don't know, like... I don't really believe in any of that sort of... I don't buy into it, you know? Like, even if I can't explain something, it doesn't mean that there isn't a logical explanation. You know, just because I can't explain it doesn't mean that it just, something random happened. Like, there has to be a reason behind it.
I mean, you see really unlucky people, like, those videos where you see people get struck by lightning twice.
But again, wrong place at the wrong time.
They were walking in the same area, vicinity. But then, so the chances of it hitting around there, but hitting that specific person, it's like, that's bad luck.
Is it though? Like, is that luck, or is it just?
Is it like statistical chances? If that person had walked left or right, they would have avoided it.
But that's not how lightning works. That's the other thing, If they were the highest point or something, lightning, it will go down to.
Isn't there like a current thing where it will hit a point where there's something about it where it meets and it will be pulled in
Yeah, exactly. So, like...
So he would have probably been a lightning rod anyway, wherever he was standing, if it was in that certain area. So
Yeah, exactly. So if you're going to the same area, right, especially if it's dry and it's lightning, right, and you are 70% water, right, everything around you is dry desert type stuff. Of course, it's going to go for you because you're water, right? You've got a magnetic field. You are pulsing with electricity. It's going to go towards you. You are the lightning rod there. And especially if you're in the same area, which is known for storms like that.
Yeah. Do you feel like unlucky people, there's a sort of thing as bad luck in general then? I mean, I've seen people, they could lose their home, lose their job, lose everything. And there's no silver lining. It's just like, this has been everything that's happened. Regardless of what choices they could have made. It's just like something was out to get them.
I don't think it's... I don't know whether I guess that is bad luck, but at the same time, it's not like a... I guess what we're defining here is not... Is it between a bad choice and a bad luck? It's not like his mum
broke 10 mirrors when he was in the room or something.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, what we're talking about then, the guy with the lightning, to an extent, yes, that is coincidental, right? Didn't have to happen. It wasn't going, but the guy had to be in the place where he was, right? It's a bad decision. It's not bad luck, right? If you go back to the same place where you were and the same conditions are like outside, then that's just you making a bad choice. Whereas if somebody is brought into this world and they're not given the opportunity to make themselves better or to get out of where they are, then that is bad luck, right? Because the people around them haven't given them the choices and the opportunity to make themselves better. Or, if somebody's losing their house and stuff, then that could be potentially because of somebody else's actions, which is uncontrollable. And that, I think, is what bad luck is.
Yeah. And superstition, do you believe it's sort of like when people almost sometimes can trick themselves into believing something is true, even though they just lied about it, but they mentally, if you put them on a lie detector test and check the pulse, they are telling the truth because that's what they believe to be the truth.
Yes, exactly.
So they've made all that.
Yeah. Again, that's just down to how our brains work. We can make ourselves believe whatever we want to believe.
See, I'm sort of with you, and then there's always those weird occurrences. Like you always have that. I'm gonna say it, sixth sense. You know that weird feeling you get. You don't know why.
Yeah, I do get what you mean.
Or you sort of have this weird thing. Or do you ever seen those times where because of you doing something by a few minutes, certain things do and don't happen?
Like you could have been hit by that car if you were... Yeah, I get that, but then you see all these other people that were hit by that car, and it's just like,
because that person's a bad driver. No, I'm just joking, but
I know what you mean, but like it's just down to timing, right? Shopkeeper didn't give you a change right, and that means that some guy is he's going to hit somebody else instead because you were out of the way because you weren't there in time or whatever.
Yeah.
But on the other hand of that, just because the shopkeeper didn't give you your change back, and then you got hit by the car, or somebody else got hit by the car, right? It's not like it's down to chance. It's not bad luck or good luck. It's just that happened beforehand.
See, I'm glad you think like that. I have that thought. It's like when people play roulette and they go, I was one off, and it's like, that's not how it works.
Yeah, exactly.
It's statistics. It's
statistics. Yeah.
It's different than that. It's so many things in play.
Yeah.
It's not just you just missed off by one number. It's not like that's not how it really works.
Yeah, exactly. This isn't even going into fate or anything like that either, because that's a whole other conversation.
We do have a fate story. I have one. The way I met my missus.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so many elements that if one thing did not happen, then none of it would have happened.
Yeah, but is it fate, or is it right place at the right time, things at the right time?
I still can't remember. So the story of how I met Mrs. was, let's cut the long story short. I was playing an online game, became a guild leader. Someone asked me to add their friend into the game, and the IDs are unique on the line app, and they gave me the wrong one. And from that, she joined the group. There was a discussion. Someone kicked her out of the group because they said she's not going to play the game anyway. And because she got frustrated with that, she started speaking to me. And there's a series of events that if it didn't happen in a certain order, nothing would have happened.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess there's weird chances like that. I mean, sometimes you can plan it, sometimes you can't. Whereas it's just out of control. That's why you probably call it fate.
Yes, but to me, fate means if something is going to happen, it's going to happen regardless, right? Right. If something is predestined to happen, then regardless of my actions now, it's going to happen anyway.
So yeah, this is when I wish I could see all outcomes. I'd like to see where that shit didn't happen. So maybe it was this year I met her or something.
Right, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Like I was traveling in Asia because I wanted to, and it's like suddenly this year, this is when I met her. By chance.
That's interesting thought. Because and then the other side of that as well is you've got the many worlds theory of you could have met at any point, and everything that we say is branching off into a different universe.
Yeah.
Every way that we breathe and stuff is infinite, and it's hard to sort of imagine that. It's hard to picture that, like how infinite that would be.
I feel like the only way to imagine it is like with cartoons and comics, because they will have different designs but be the same characters.
Yeah, I like thinking that somewhere in a parallel universe, what you read or what you see is real.
Yeah. Do you know what I thought you were gonna say? I thought you were gonna say somewhere. In parallel universe, somewhere else, I'm black. I thought you were gonna
wow.
say Sorry, I like what you said, but in my head, that's what I said.
Okay.
No, but it'd be cool, right, if in another universe we're animals. And we're talking about which type of humans to read this.
Yeah, exactly.
I got an East End in my house.
There's a universe where it's not us doing the podcast. It's like two moober animals, two cows. Why do I say moober animals? Two cows are doing the podcast.
A parallel universe where Animal Crossing is real and living like how we're living is the Animal Crossing for them.
Yes. Human Crossing. Oh God.
You went off on a tangent there, but yeah, luck. I guess fate is what you take it to be. I guess there are real fate encounters. There are predestined things.
You believe in predestined things?
If you're talking about like,
I don't like to think about it because it means my brain hurt.
I say predestined in terms of statistics. You can like, there's a 70% chance this is going to happen if you keep going down this route, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I think you can probably quite easily map out a child's life just on statistics alone.
Yes.
So yes. Don't believe in superstitions. I believe in statistics.
Statistics, yep. And
cool.
The only luck I believe in is maybe pool. When I first learned how to play pool, you always have those fluky shots.
Oh yeah.
Flukes are luck.
Flukes.
Pure luck. There's no way you could do it again.
Okay, well, I think that wraps us up for today. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a great week ahead of you all. And the question of this week: do you want to be a 5-year-old, or do you want to be yourself but know everything that's going to happen to you?
Yeah,
I'll write it down properly when I do it, okay? Cool. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.